Julius Malema, a name synonymous with firebrand rhetoric and populist policies, has become a fixture in South African politics. From his early days as a fiery leader of the African National Congress Youth League, to his current role as the head of the Economic Freedom Fighters, Malema has consistently courted controversy while garnering dedicated support. And at the heart of it all lies his audacious claim to one day occupy the highest office in the land, the presidency of South Africa. Malema's journey began in the dusty townships of Limpopo, where his childhood struggles fueled his passion for social justice. Joining the ANC at a young age, he quickly rose through the ranks, becoming African National Congress Youth League president in 2008. His uncompromising stance on issues like nationalization and land redistribution resonated with many, particularly the marginalized youth. But his fiery pronouncements and confrontational style also ruffled feathers, culminating in his expulsion from the ANC in 2012. Undeterred, Malema formed the EFF, a party built on radical economic policies and an unapologetic embrace of Pan-Africanism. From their signature red berets to their vocal criticism of the ANC government, the EFF carved a niche in the political landscape, capturing over 6% of the national vote in the 2014 elections. Yet, the question remains, can Malema's passionate but polarizing persona translate into a viable path to the presidency? Analyzing his chances requires a balanced approach, acknowledging both the factors propelling him forward and the hurdles standing in his way. On the one hand, Malema enjoys undeniable popularity among certain demographics. His charisma and ability to connect with the frustrations of many South Africans, particularly the young and economically disenfranchised, cannot be discounted. Opinion polls consistently rank him highly in terms of personal popularity, especially within specific age groups and provinces. Furthermore, the EFF's electoral performance paints a picture of steady growth. From garnering less than 6% of the vote in their first national election in 2014, to securing over 11% in 2019, the party has shown an upward trajectory. Capitalizing on the ANC's recent struggles and discontent with established parties, the EFF could potentially become a significant player in future elections. However, significant challenges lie ahead. The EFF's radical ideology, advocating for nationalization and land expropriation without compensation, raises concerns among moderate voters and the business community. Past controversies surrounding Malema and the party, including allegations of hate speech and violent protests, may also deter some voters. Moreover, the historical dominance of the ANC cannot be ignored. Despite facing internal strife and declining popularity, the ANC remains a formidable force, particularly in rural areas. Overcoming this deeply entrenched political landscape will be an uphill battle for the EFF, even with an increasingly fragmented vote. Malema isn't everyone's cup of tea, but his personal appeal, particularly among younger demographics, is undeniable. A 2023 poll by Ipsos found him the second most popular politician amongst 18 to 24-year-olds, trailing only former President Nelson Mandela. His fiery rhetoric, unapologetic stance on racial issues, and commitment to radical economic policies resonate with many struggling South Africans. Remember his 2019 Land Back rally, drawing thousands energized by his message of redistribution and social justice. The EFF, established in 2013, has experienced steady growth. In the 2019 national elections, they secured almost 11% of the vote, becoming the second largest opposition party. While that might seem modest, consider they achieved this in just 6 years, compared to the established Democratic Alliance's decades in the game. Provincially, the EFF has made inroads, particularly in Gauteng, where they hold the third largest share of seats. This upward trajectory, fueled by their vocal criticism of the ruling ANC and focus on issues like poverty and inequality, cannot be ignored. The African National Congress, South Africa's dominant force since 1994, is showing cracks. In the 2019 elections, their vote share dipped below 58% for the first time, and internal divisions are simmering. This fragmentation of the political landscape creates an opening for alternative narratives, which the EFF, with its distinct ideology and outsider status, is well positioned to exploit. South Africa grapples with persistent unemployment, inequality, and corruption. The ANC struggles to address these issues have fueled public disillusionment. The EFF, with its promises of land redistribution, nationalization of key industries, and a social safety net, taps into this discontent, potentially attracting voters disenchanted with the status quo. However, Malema's path to the presidency is far from smooth. The EFF's leftist and populist platform, advocating for nationalization of key industries, land redistribution, and radical economic transformation, finds favor with segments of the population, particularly younger demographics and those disenfranchised by economic inequality. Yet, concerns linger among moderate voters. The party's proposals face scrutiny regarding feasibility and potential negative economic consequences. Past pronouncements calling for nationalization without clear compensation plans, or the controversial singing of a song advocating for the killing of white farmers fuel anxieties about the party's approach. Malema himself carries the baggage of past legal troubles. A suspended 2018 sentence for hate speech and convictions for assaulting a security guard, and public disorder raise questions about his suitability for high office. Furthermore, the EFF has faced accusations of disrupting parliamentary proceedings and inciting violence, potentially leading to future legal challenges that could disqualify Malema from contesting elections. South Africa's electoral history casts a long shadow on Malema's aspiration. Since 1994, no third-party candidate has managed to secure the presidency. The ANC, despite facing its own challenges, remains a dominant force, enjoying strong brand loyalty and historical ties to the struggle against apartheid. Overcoming this deeply entrenched voting pattern presents a formidable obstacle for the EFF. The EFF, established in 2013, has carved a niche as a vocal opposition party. In the 2019 national elections, they garnered 10.79% of the national vote, translating to 44 parliamentary seats. While this represents their best electoral performance yet, it remains far from the ANC's dominance, 57.5%. Historically, third-party candidates in South Africa have struggled to break through. The Inkatha Freedom Party, for instance, peaked at 10.5% in 1994 but has since declined. This historical precedent suggests a challenging path for the EFF. However, demographics paint a different picture. The EFF finds resonance among younger voters, capitalizing on frustrations with unemployment and inequality. According to Statistics South Africa, youth unemployment hovers around 63%, significantly higher than the national average. This discontent fuels the party's appeal, particularly in urban areas. Studies by institutions like the Institute for Race Relations highlight growing dissatisfaction with established parties, creating potential openings for challengers like the EFF. Credible institutions offer mixed predictions. The Electoral Institute for Southern Africa projects the EFF's vote share to potentially increase in the 2024 elections, but not enough to challenge the ANC's dominance. Conversely, simulations by independent analyst Stephen Friedman suggest a scenario where the EFF, in alliance with other parties, could hold the balance of power in a hung parliament. These contrasting forecasts underscore the uncertainties surrounding future outcomes. Beyond quantifiable data lies the unpredictable element of political strategy and public sentiment. Malema's charisma and the EFF's ability to mobilize specific demographics could influence voting patterns in unexpected ways. Additionally, unforeseen events or scandals could drastically alter the political landscape. Julius Malema's pronouncements of becoming South Africa's president reverberate across the political landscape, sparking both hope and skepticism. To truly understand his chances, we must navigate the labyrinth of possibilities and challenges. On the one hand, Malema possesses undeniable strengths. His fiery charisma resonates with specific demographics, as reflected in recent polls showing him topping popularity charts among younger voters. His Economic Freedom Fighters Party, though young, has shown impressive growth, garnering over 10% of the national vote in the 2019 elections. This indicates their potential to tap into widespread dissatisfaction with established parties, particularly if they capitalize on issues like youth unemployment and land reform. However, the path to the presidency is fraught with hurdles. The EFF's leftist ideology, advocating for nationalization and land expropriation without compensation, raises concerns about economic feasibility and resonates poorly with moderate voters. Past controversies surrounding Malema, including hate speech charges, cast a shadow of legal risk and potentially deter broader support. Furthermore, history reveals the formidable barrier third-party candidates face in South Africa. Despite pockets of success, no party outside the dominant ANC has ever held the presidency. The ANC, though weakened by scandals and internal divisions, still commands a sizable voter base, particularly in rural areas. Additionally, other potential contenders like John Steenhuisen of the Democratic Alliance and Bantu Holomisa of the United Democratic Movement add to the dynamic and unpredictable nature of the political landscape. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share and subscribe.